Hey everybody. Hello everybody. Today we are going to react to Musk's demotion, apparently. Something about, I don't know, them being in a feud or whatever.
And we begin with a story that has really striking revelations, and it's from inside the Trump cabinet meeting. And this is something where we're going to learn a lot in the next couple of moments. You may have heard a little bit about it, but I'm going to go through the evidence, the facts here, because this is Trump exactly what
to the rest of the world.
This Trump White House.
Give me your money, bitch.
Elon Musk is
Give me your money, bitch.
It paints a picture of it in a way that's different from what we've heard in public, from all of the usual PR and the political press conferences and the efforts to tell a certain story. We're now going to go tonight together behind the scenes. This is reporting that shows what many would call a dysfunctional White House, and you'll see why. People at war with themselves and each other over the efforts to basically dismantle large parts of the federal government by someone who doesn't run the federal government, wasn't elected to the position, Elon Musk.
How much you want to bet that they're blowing something up more to out of proportion than what it actually is?
MSNBC.
Yeah, I don't know which network is on what side, but every network is like so biased and there's so much dishonesty. How do you think it's gonna be like? Do you think they're actually gonna be unfriendly or
it's biased?
Yeah, it's just biased, like something they're trying to like get clicks or whatever.
Well, everything nowadays is about clicks, right?
True.
And clashing with the very people who, of course, the president also picked to be in charge of these departments. And we often draw on different reporting around here. You know that from watching the news, right? We mention different stories. This is from the New York Times. Credit to their reporters, their journalists getting this story out. And it is a bombshell. The Times reports that Musk basically ended up in a clash, a conflict with much of the cabinet. And that was Thursday this week. And laced into these other officials, some of whom are important, right? If you're picked to run the State Department, you are a pretty important official within the government. And just to put it clearly, we are talking right now about an unelected billionaire sitting in on these important meetings and going at people in very intense terms. And the substance matters as well as, quite frankly, the emotion and the gossip of this, because it's all part of how this government is being run. Musk going at Secretary of State Rubio.
Freedom! I just thought about Braveheart for some reason.
But every bill of Elon is so fucking troll.
Yeah,
he's inside the explosive meeting where Trump officials clash with Elon Musk. You have fired nobody. Mr. Musk told Mr. Rubio. What?
According to the New York Times, basically saying that Rubio was not firing anybody. Quote, "You have fired nobody." And Rubio responds, "What about the more than 1,500 State Department officials who took early retirement in buyouts? Didn't they count as layoffs?" Rubio asking then sarcastically if Musk wanted him to rehire all those people just so he could make a show of firing them again. These are two people at odds over the department that Rubio runs, and the subtext there is about who is being honest or accurate and who is just trying to put on a show. Musk then, the Times reports, was, quote, unimpressed and told Rubio actually he was the show, that he was, quote, good on TV. The subtext, the Times says, being that he was not good for much else. And let's be clear, both of these men have risen in their careers through some aspect of public show. Rubio ran for president. Musk was on the campaign trail. He's made himself into a big deal out in public, but that's how they deride each other in private, basically saying, you're not for real. No, you're not for real. No, you just do it on TV. Here we are talking about it on TV. Now, the Times reports the meeting was actually hastily scheduled because Trump's cabinet members, again, the most important people he's picked to run the agencies, had reached a kind of breaking point about what they call Elon Musk's chainsaw approach here to the cuts. And the meeting was in the cabinet room. The president was presiding, 20 officials attending. Then the Veterans Affairs Secretary, Doug Collins, using this opportunity to go after the way Musk has fired veterans and officials who work at the VA. We heard from one this week, for example. And what's interesting here, as you're going to see, is the dissent, the concern is internal. It's not just people protesting or people who've been ousted from the government. This is Trump's pick for the VA, saying Musk should not wield a blunt instrument and cleave off everyone from Veterans Affairs. They need to be strategic. Then you have Sean Duffy, who runs transportation, also going at Musk. What am I supposed to do, Mr. Duffy says, according to the Times report here. I have multiple plane crashes to deal with now. And your people want me to fire air traffic controllers? The question kind of makes the argument that sounds absurd, dangerous even. And Musk then responds to that logical sounding question and says, well, Duffy's basically a liar. Quote, Mr. Musk told Mr. Duffy his assertion was a lie. And throughout all of this, the Times reports that a president who, of course, used to do pretend boardroom meetings on his reality show, Trump sat back in his chair, arms folded as if he were watching a tennis match. The meeting ended. Trump said that he does support Musk's ongoing cuts, but that cabinet members are supposed to run their agencies. And he said something that is actually a restoration of what the rules are supposed to be, and it is a sign of dysfunction, and many experts would say failure, that the president, with all his power, had to say this out loud. I really want to emphasize this because it's extraordinary reporting. That's why we're leaving it up on the screen. The Times with quite a scoop here. Quote, from now on, Trump said, the secretaries would be in charge. The Musk team would only advise. Translation, that is a demotion for Elon Musk.
How is it a demotion for Elon Musk? Hello? What?
It just
That made no sense whatsoever. But that seems so biased. There was like no direction of it. There was like they really didn't say anything.
There's a lot of words, but not a lot of context coming out or information. It's just like, well, today I stubbed my toe. And you got to know that I stubbed my toe, but I'm going to tell it to you in a whole different way that it's needed and a more difficult way than it's needed. So at the end of it all, I stubbed my toe, and yeah, that's it.
But it feels like you actually need to watch. No, but watch. If you're gonna see anything or any of these like conversations, you have to watch them live because, like, of course, if you don't watch the video of it, it's like the context.
It's like hearing a story. Once the story's been told, and it's reiterated by people along the way, the 10th person is going to tell you something else than what you heard, what it was from the beginning.
True. Look at my sweat.
Really?
Yep.
All right, people.
Peace.
Bye.